Hi and welcome back to Mike Makes It. We've got a problem with a step on the Land Rover today. They're not actually deploying and it's blown the fuse. Now I've traced it down to the electronics, the controller steps. Did a separate video on this, I'll link this in. It turns out to be the buck boost board. Basically 12 volts feed the control circuitry here. But the actuator I used for the air that drives the steps up and down is a 24 volt actuator, and rather than paying out for a 12 volt one, because I had the 24 volt device, it seemed easier just to attach one of these boards to the control board. So basically 12 volts in, 24 volts out to feed the actuator. But it's failed. It's one of Banggood. I've used them in the past and I'll use them again because they're very good. Can't remember quite the range. I think they go up to about 36 volts, but I'll put the spec in the description and a link to Banggood for these. But they're so cheap. Literally, I think I bought about a dozen of them. I got a shed load here. So what I'm going to do today is simply pull out the pins. You'll see I've put 2 pins in either end. And I think I did that just in case we ever had a problem with these. And all that does is go back into the header pins on the header plugs on the control board. So it should be a simple job. I'm going to reuse these pins, pop them out, solder them into the new buck control or buck boost board, trim it to 24 volts, and the step should be back in action. So we'll see if I can do that now. I got some more of these pins, but I think I might as well take them out of the board. And all I'm going to do is use a solder sucker and soldering iron and pop them out like that. The holes in the PCB for the buck boost board are very large. Oh, let's go on the other side of that. Are very large. So removing the solder and having those pins drop out should be fairly straightforward. Although that's not that easy. Eh? Let's have a little wiggle, see. No, that's still not coming out. Let's just warm it up again. That's got that side. Well, they're more difficult than I thought, but we're there now on that one. There we go. So I'll do the same on the other side while you watch if you wish. Can use solder wick. I'm a believer in that as well. It's like a copper braid with flux in it. That's very good, but usually I only use that if it's a lot smaller traces on the PCB. Yeah, it must be caught in the plated through hole. Anyhow, I'll get this other one out and we'll mount it onto the new board. And this isn't really rocket science, but what I'm going to do is use one of these breadboards I have, pop the pins in there at the right distance for this particular board. That looks as if it's almost, yeah, it's right on the end there. The pins moved a little bit, but there we go. They're in there now. They're not going to move around. They're going to be hopefully 90 degrees from this board when it's mounted on there. They're not going to be all splayed out like you very often see. Just have a little wiggle with that. I think that's, yep, there we go, there it should be good. Just looking at that, it's a little bit high on one side. I think it's a little bit of solder left on the pin. Yeah, that's gone down now. I don't know if I can get any closer for you for that. That's about the best I can do. I'll get my solder it up. I'll put quite a bit of solder on there to fill around the hole. But that's not a problem. And they're plated through holes. Quite a good board construction, apart from the fact the electronics have failed on it. I'll pop that out. There we go. And that's all ready to pop back into there. So it's easy enough fix. It's just a bit of a pain. But that's what it's all about. You've got a Land Rover, you're going to have things going wrong. Or if you add things to it, it's going to go wrong. But there we go. All back in. All I need to do is trim it up to 24 volts for the actuator. But I need to go down to the truck and power it up. So we'll pop it down there, set it up, and we'll see if I was right in saying the Banggood board had gone bang. Right, I've gone ahead and installed that, as you can see. If I move the light out of the way, bear with this, turn that off. There you go. You've got the 4 LEDs on now. They mean different things in the sense you've got power to the board, 24 volts out, door open, etc. I've set the pot to 24 volts for the actuator. As soon as it got to that voltage, they deployed. So that was the problem. If we just shut the door, you'll see it closed. Get round the other side. So we're back up and running again. So luckily it wasn't that complicated this time. Just the buck boost board failed. Let me get the switch on the door. You see the green light goes off. That means in this case door's closed, door open, and you can hear the noise. Down buried here is the actuator that controls the actuators on the step. But yeah, a nice short one, nice quick one, new fuse, new buck board, about £1 for the board, all done, steps back up and running. So anyhow, thanks for watching.